So today we're working on drawing slash painting, perspective, and the figure. Okay, so everybody's going to be drawing, and everybody's going to be working with ink wash, or whatever you call it, painting, or working with black ink, black paint, because that's what we have. We don't have ink. So we're going to make ink. What is ink anyway? But paint that's been watered down. All right, so we're going to create figurative drawings and use black ink created by using black paint and water to create positive and negative space in your figures. Standards: we're reviewing and refining observational drawing skills and preparing a portfolio of original 2- 3-dimensional works of art that reflects refined craftsmanship and technical skills. Okay, so we're doing contour value drawing and painting of the figure, or slash ink wash drawings of the figure, however you want to call it. Objectives: the student to learn to observe the figure in perspective and execute a drawing that accurately captures proportion. Now, there's all kinds of perspective. There's 1-point perspective, which we're working with in this project. Okay, one of the best illustrations of single point is to imagine that you are looking at a straight road. All the elements of the composition, particularly the road itself, will converge at a single point in the horizon. There you go. That's single point. 2-point perspective. 2-point perspective ushers in a second one. Typically, these 2 points are the opposite sides of the composition, such as the one on the far left and the other on the far right. So we have a point over on the left, and we have a point on the right. 3-point perspective. 3-point perspective is also called multi-point. It's a type of perspective that has more than 2 vanishing points. If you were to place the third point above the 2 vanishing points, it would create an extreme view looking upward. Okay, so we got it going that way, and then going that way and that way. So we've got 3-point perspective. Okay, now we're working with a figure. Okay, and one great way of seeing the figure is through dance. And here we have Alvin Ailey, who is an African-American dancer, choreographer, and activist who founded the Alvin Ailey American Dance Theater, one of the most successful dance companies in the world, believe it or not. Born January 5th, 1931. Now, we're going to be working with proportional drawing of the human body. That's the first thing, because you need to understand how that each human body is 8 heads tall, believe it or not. If you count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's 8 heads. That's how big a human body is. And normally they're mostly in that proportion. Okay, so this is your first drawing. You're going to do drawing 1. Okay, these are just basic outer line contour drawings. Okay, this is the most basic drawing, but I'm trying to teach you to be more gestural, and you will watch my drawing and see how I do it. I try to be gestural as I'm doing it. This is your first drawing. This is your second drawing. Okay, and you will take 5 minutes per each one of these drawings. That's on newsprint. Then on white paper, you're going to work on this. Over here, you have this gentleman. He is in a 1-point perspective. Okay, he is dancing. Okay, and he has. You want to put him in proportion on your page, and if you actually would use what the dimension of his head, you will most likely find that he is actually 8 heads tall. Okay, if you would elongate him properly. Okay, you're going to do that. You're going to spend 10 minutes on his drawing. The drawing will be a cross-contour drawing of the statue of a head. Indicate a light outline of the head, then begin to make cross contours of what you see. 5 minutes. Then using an ink wash of black made with black paint, apply washes of black ink to the head with values of light and dark tonality. 20 minutes. Okay. This is a total of 4 pages of drawings. 2 figure drawings on the first piece of paper, front and back, on 9x12 newsprint. 1 figure in perspective drawn in pencil on white 9x12 paper. The third of the statue drawn in pencil and then gone into with washes of black ink made from black paint on white 9x12 paper. When done, create a Google slideshow and download it as a PDF file and submit it using this name. Example: period number, last name, first name, P.I. All right? So, thank you so much for doing that, and this is due the day of your class. So you start out with your first drawing of the 2 figures. You have your 9x12 paper. right? Now, you have this device that you made before. I hope you didn't throw it out, but this is worth 1 inch. So now you're going to place it on your paper and you're going to draw out increments of 1 inch across. You place your piece of paper on here like this and you go across. And what you're going to end up with is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 lines. Now you're going to fold them. If you actually look at the drawing, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, that's in between. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That would be 8 portions, 8 heads within from the top to the bottom. That's how you do it. So I start over here and I fold on that line right there. Now, if you first have your one line, you can just go and keep folding onward because you already have your 1 inch. Right? There you go. And you just keep folding and folding. And we're going to fast forward this because this is so boring. It's just folding. But this way you have your lines for when you go to actually do your figure drawing. Because a human being, depending on the proportion, or actually every human being is 8 heads tall. Okay, so whether you're 5 feet tall or you're 10 feet tall, your proportions are based on your head. Your head will essentially be that dimension. There you go. So now you've got 12 lines. You're going to place your figure within 8 of these. Now you want to determine your midline, so you just fold this over once. Okay, so now you have your middle of your page. And make sure everything is lined up properly so that it is exact as possible and it is in the middle. There you go. This is your first drawing you will do. And this is the second drawing you will do. On this side of the page, again, here and here, that's the top of the head. You already figured that out. Okay, if we go here and we do this kind of drawing, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is, you could draw like this. Now you're drawing the forms, your basic forms here of the torso and how it looks, kind of like a little mannequin. It comes around like that. This is more angular, right? And this pops out like this. This is the foot. All right. And then you've got this popping up over here. And then, of course, we've got this line coming across. This is the neck coming up. Neck is coming up. And then we have the head. This oval-shaped egg type thing here. Right? And we run our lines across. So nose, mouth, and this midline coming like this. That's coming like that. This comes down. We have the arms coming over here. Okay, and then we've got the arms coming out again. You have muscles on arms. You have muscles, right? You'll start seeing muscles on things. And now you have drawn a figure. My goodness, you did it. Okay, and see the curves. You're starting to understand form and how it relates to itself. Okay, and how there is an actual dimension to the human. At 5, you have the hips about here. Okay, at 1, 2, 3, you have the knees. Right. And so then you look at, and then over here, yes, it starts curving in, and then you have the feet. There you go. And then the hip, the thighs come out like this. Okay, so now you're doing the same thing again. You're kind of doing a proportional view of the human body, right? And so what I like to do is I like to do my dot 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 here. And if you look at the figure here of this dancer, we see where he is in the space. His foot is over here. That's his head. His head maybe is down a little further. Let's remove these lines here. Okay, you want to get the proportion. You want to see where is this person in the space. He's got a head over here. His body's coming up like this. His arm is coming up, gesturing up, right? And his arm is coming down, right? Okay, so for this final drawing, you have to work with proportions. Okay, you're going to be working with cross contour of this head in a gestural drawing, and also perspective. You actually have stuff happening here because this is a statue that's in a museum. I believe Michelangelo made this statue. Okay, so we have lines moving. That's why I chose this. My goodness. Okay, so then you look at you do your dot 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 method. I'm figuring out where my lines are in my drawing, right? Those perspective lines. And then I'm saying, okay, I got to fit this guy in here, right? And so he's got hair that's coming around like this, right? He's got his hair. It's like the wind is blowing his hair. He's stoned. I mean, this is a statue. Beautiful statue, by the way. Okay? And then this nose here, and then this, and you're getting your proportion. He's got a big beard, and it flows down over here. Okay, so I've got my water. I've got something a palette to work with here. I got this. I could put water on there, with the heck of it. I have black over here. I believe I have black, or I have brown. Yes, I have some black here. Okay, I'm putting that on there. Now, since I now have what I want, I can look at this and I say, okay, where is the black? Where's the light and the dark? Since I now have what I want, I can look at this and I say, okay, where is the black? Where's the light and the dark? Right? And over here, I'm going to I want to mix my paint. I want to see what's going on with this guy. I'm going to start building my forms here. Right? And you're working with pen and ink, or ink. Ink, it's not pen and ink. Brush and ink. He's got curly hair. Yes, he's got curly hair. Right? Okay, so keep working on this. You keep working on it, and you keep adding stuff to it. Okay, you don't want to overwork it, but keep going back into it, layering and adding things. Okay, and that's a 20-minute drawing.